Did you know most motorcycle accidents involving beginners aren't caused by speeding or reckless stunts? They're caused by small, avoidable mistakes, habits that seem harmless until they're not. And if you're new to riding, chances are you've already picked up one or two of them. But don't worry, today we're breaking down 10 deadly mistakes new motorcycle riders make, and exactly how to avoid each one. Stick around, because number 6 is a habit even veteran riders slip into. Let's get into it. Mistake 1. Riding without gear. Here's the mindset that gets a lot of beginners in trouble. I'm just riding to the store, or I'll buy better gear later. But the pavement doesn't care where you're going. It doesn't care how far or how fast. Even at 20 miles per hour, a slide across the asphalt can rip through regular jeans like they're made of paper. Road rash isn't just painful. It can lead to infections, permanent scarring, or worse if you're not protected. And then there's your head. A helmet reduces your risk of death by 37%. But what about your hands, your ankles, your spine? You don't need to look like a MotoGP racer. There are tons of affordable, comfortable gear options that don't make you look like a Power Ranger. So don't ride in sneakers, gym shorts, and a hoodie. Dress like you plan on crashing, and you'll be more likely to walk away when it happens. Mistake 2. Overconfidence. You've been riding for a few weeks. You've got the basics down, and suddenly you feel invincible. This is where the danger really starts. Overconfidence leads to poor decision-making. You take corners faster than you should. You tailgate cars. You start riding like you're invincible, instead of realizing how fragile you actually are. Motorcycle crashes don't always give you a second chance. And most of the time, it's not your skill that saves you. It's your judgment. The best riders? They're calm, calculated, and constantly improving. So even when you feel confident, ride like you're still learning. Because you are. Mistake 3. Target fixation. Target fixation is one of the sneakiest mistakes new riders make. Here's how it works. You're riding. You see a pothole, a curb, or an oncoming car, and your brain locks onto it. You think, "Don't hit it," and your eyes stay glued to the danger. Guess what happens next? You ride straight into it, because your bike follows your eyes. Always. This instinct gets worse when panic sets in, especially in corners. Instead of looking at the exit of the turn, you stare at the tree, the rail, or the cliff you're trying to avoid. And that's exactly where you go. The fix? Train yourself to always look where you want to go, not where you don't. Look through the turn. Look past the hazard. Your bike will follow. It sounds simple, but it's one of the most powerful habits you can build. Mistake 4. Grabbing the front brake. A car cuts you off. Your instincts kick in. You panic and grab a handful of front brake. Boom. The front wheel locks and your bike dumps you on the ground. The front brake is powerful. Too powerful if you don't use it right. New riders often slam the front brake out of fear, but braking should never be abrupt. Instead, you want progressive pressure squeeze, don't grab. Smooth braking gives you more control and reduces the risk of losing traction. This is especially critical mid-turn. Grabbing the brake in a lean can make the front tire slide out instantly. Want to fix this? Practice emergency stops in a safe place. Learn how your bike behaves. Make controlled braking part of your muscle memory, because when it counts, you won't have time to figure it out. Mistake 5. Not checking blind spots. Cars don't always see you. That's a fact. And your mirrors, they don't show everything. A quick shoulder check before changing lanes can mean the difference between a smooth pass and being sideswiped by a driver who didn't even know you were there. This habit gets overlooked until it's too late. So here's the rule. Mirror, then head check, every time, even when you think you're clear. It takes less than a second, and it could save your life. Mistake 6. Poor clutch and throttle control. This one causes everything from embarrassing stalls to actual crashes in traffic. If your clutch work is jerky, or your throttle hand is twitchy, your whole ride becomes unstable. You'll lurch at red lights, stall during turns, or even wheelie when you didn't mean to. The key: master the friction zone. That sweet spot where your clutch is partially engaged lets you control power with finesse. Pair it with smooth throttle control and you'll feel in sync with the bike, not fighting it. Practice low-speed drills, slow turns, stop-and-go traffic, clutch and throttle together. Once you get it dialed in, riding feels 10 times more natural. Mistake 7. Not scanning ahead. If you're only looking a few feet ahead of your front tire, you're already too late. Scanning far down the road is one of the best habits you can build. You'll spot hazards earlier, react smoother, and avoid last-second panic moves. Ideally, look 12 to 15 seconds ahead. That means watching for traffic changes, road conditions, and what other drivers are doing before they become your problem. Always scan, always plan. Ride mentally, not just physically. Mistake 8. Riding beyond your skill level. Maybe you're out with a group. They're faster, more aggressive. You don't want to be left behind, so you push yourself harder than you should. You take corners too fast, you brake too late, and suddenly you're way outside your comfort zone. That's when mistakes happen. And mistakes at speed can cost you everything. Ride your own ride. Ignore the ego. You're not there to impress anyone. You're there to make it home. There's no shame in backing off, only wisdom. Mistake 9. Skipping maintenance. You might think skipping maintenance is just inconvenient, but it can also be deadly. Bald tires reduce grip. A loose chain can snap or derail. Low brake fluid means your stopping power is compromised. Even something simple, like a burnt-out brake light, can be the reason a car rear-ends you. So build a habit: pre-ride checks, every time. Tires, chain, brakes, lights, leaks. 5 minutes today can prevent a major problem tomorrow. Mistake 10. No ride plan or backup. Let me paint a picture. You're riding solo. No one knows where you are. Your phone's nearly dead. You're low on gas, and there's no signal. If something goes wrong, you're stranded. Always tell someone where you're headed. Keep your phone charged. Carry a basic toolkit. Know your route. And have a plan for when things go sideways. Freedom doesn't mean being careless. It means being prepared. Let's do a quick recap of the 10 deadly mistakes new motorcycle riders make. 1. Wear full protective gear. 2. Stay humble. Confidence grows with time. 3. Look where you want to go. 4. Squeeze, don't grab the front brake. 5. Always check your blind spots. 6. Master clutch and throttle control. 7. Scan the road far ahead. 8. Ride within your skill level. 9. Don't skip maintenance. 10. Always have a ride plan. These aren't just tips, they're lifesavers. Make these habits second nature, and you'll not only ride longer, you'll ride smarter. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more real-world motorcycle advice, and drop your worst riding habit in the comments. We've all got one. This is Motorcycle Vault. Stay sharp, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next ride.